From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Heidi Browne. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, just come back from a 4-day, 700-mile bonanza.
So must be quite hard work being on the road and the dual miles traveling.
It is. It's so much about what I didn't realize, because I haven't been touring to this extent for a few years. I've only just gone back to this intensity now. I've launched the new album. It's so important to look after your health. So I've been taking lots of vitamins, drinking lots of water. And obviously when you're at these festivals, there's the option to drink alcohol. But really, I've had to avoid that because you'd be so tired if you were drinking and then not getting good sleep. So yeah, I'm here with my water. Yeah. It was good though. Like I thought after all those gigs that my throat would be very tired and I'd have I'd start to lose my voice, but luckily also I've avoided cheese the whole time, and that's another thing. So yeah, got through it, and I'm looking forward to another big run. I've got a couple of days rest and just doing some studio stuff, and then we're back on the road again. So I'm gonna keep up with the water and the vitamins.
So can you tell me how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
I wrote my first proper song when I was 14. So yeah, a couple of decades. Yeah, I've always been writing music though since I first could sort of reach the piano keys. Always been creating. But I didn't actually start performing my songs till I was probably 25, because it's that thing where when you're writing something so personal to you, it's kind of at first you think, oh, this is just about me, and it's so exposing, and it's like almost like reading your diary out to people. But I realized that a song, once it's released into the world, is then interpretable by the audience, and they will take what they want from it. So it was just a sort of psychological thing for me that I could play my songs to people, and they would take their own, make their own interpretation of it, and it was for them, not sort of for me. So yeah, now I love sharing my songs with people and hearing what, how it affects them or how it moves them.
So what was it like when you first went to the recording studio when you recorded your debut album?
When I first, oh wow, do you know what? I guess I don't remember the first time that I went into a studio. So it was never an alien thing because that was my dad's background. So even I think, yeah, thinking about it, I was 6 when I first recorded in the studio because my dad had a music studio. And we used to go in there anyway, just, we were popping in to see my dad, maybe drop him in a sandwich when he was working. So the first time I recorded my own music would have been in a band when I was like 16, and I was playing bass in a punk band. But when I was 6, I went in with my sister and it was for my granddad's, I don't know, it must have been his 70th or something. And we were recording. Do you remember that song? Granddad, Granddad, lovely. That's what we all think of you. So I was having to do that. So really, it's like a second home to me, a studio. I've always been in studios.
So can you tell me more about your debut album, Table for One?
Yeah, so the debut album, that would have been when I was still in uni, actually. So some of the songs were recorded in Salford, in there. So Salford do a really good music course. I was in Manchester Uni doing history of art with French, but my boyfriend at the time was doing sound engineering. So I used to go over there, and it would be for his projects, but also for mine. We'd get to use the amazing facilities there. I popped in actually at the back. Johnny Marr was once doing a talk for the students, and I managed to sneak in at the back for that. So yeah, that was my first album. A few of them are recorded, as I say, in uni, and a few of them are recorded by Rich Wheatley, who is a great keyboard player and producer in Leek in Staffordshire. So he borrowed some equipment from a local music shop, and we recorded a lot of it as well in an abandoned pub. So it's a really, like, in terms of the production quality, it's quite lo-fi, that album, because it was early days. But it's got some of my favourite songs on, and a lot of my fans say that it's their favourite album because it was their first introduction to my music.
So I'm going to move on a couple of years now. So I used to have a rabbit. So can you tell me more about White Rabbits?
Oh yeah, so White Rabbits is my third album. That was quite a jazzy one, and it was just after I'd won a talent competition. So I won this competition called Open Mic UK. I think there was something like 10,000 people that entered, and it was like lots of kind of X Factor type singers, and then me singing my little quirky jazzy original songs, and I ended up winning, which was great because they sorted me out with quite a lot of tour dates, and also they gave me a sort of budget towards recording, so managed to record that. It was mainly done up in Oldham sort of way, Rochdale, at A Star Studios. Yeah, got my really good trumpet playing friend Jamie Brownfield in on that. He's great. He's touring a lot now, and he does some remote thing called, I think, the air horns. So he's really good. Got saxophone, clarinet, and then I played. So usually on my albums I play a lot of instruments. So I play, like, I'll write the song on guitar or piano, and then I'll also add violin lines, cello, flute, all the rest of it. So yeah, that's that one. I think the lead single on that is called Colouring Outside the Lines, and that was played on Radio 2 by Bob Harris. He was really keen on it. So yeah, it's a while back now, White Rabbits. I've actually sold out of that album in physical form, so it's only on Spotify.
So what's your favourite musical instrument that you like to play?
I'd say guitar now because it's the one I play most, but it always used to be piano. I think when when you're sort of on your own and feeling creative, and some people like to draw or maybe make Lego, I don't know. But with me, it's, tinkling on the piano. You can really get lost in the sounds. I've always found it very hypnotic and relaxing to play piano. So, but then playing live, because I've played a lot more guitar than I have piano. Sometimes when I go over onto the piano, I'm like, oh God, do I remember how this one goes? But yeah, guitar is what I'm really comfortable with, and piano is what I like to sort of relax using.
What kind of guitar have you got?
Oh, now you're asking. It's a Taylor, and then it's got some letters after it. I'm going to say something 14CE. Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't, but it sounds good to me.
Yeah, I used to always play a parlor size. So I've been through, I think this is my third gigging guitar in the 20 or so years that I've been out doing it. It's not quite 20. I'm adding a bit too many years on there. Yeah, so probably 25 now. Yeah, like 12 years or so that I've been gigging my own songs. I first of all had a Fairclough guitar, which I got when I lived in Manchester, and it was reduced because it had a bash in it. So I thought, well, that's a relief. If I ever knock it, doesn't matter, it's already scratched. And that was lovely. I wrote loads of my songs on that. And then I kind of upgraded to a Guild parlour guitar, and that was lovely. Another little one. But that one, the innards kind of fell out. So then I had to get a new one. So then I moved on to my Taylor, which is a bit of a larger beast. And to be honest, ergonomically, I'm only 5'2". So when I play guitar, if I've got my arm up and over like that all day, it kind of hurts, but it sounds good. So I've been using that now for probably 5 years, and I just have a regular massage for my wonky arms.
So can you tell me more about your latest single called Dead Leaves?
Yeah, So I've just released my 6th album, and Dead Leaves is the first single on it. There's a number of singles that we're going to bring out, and there's loads of songs we love on there. Dead Leaves is the first one. It's in style very 70s, and that's something we consciously decided to do with this album, is go for quite an analog warm sound. We've recorded it all in 432 hertz. So we tuned down the instruments by a small fraction, and you can Google it, but there's all sorts of sort of positive elements to recording it at that frequency, in terms of it sounds nicer, it sounds warmer. Lots of other recording artists have chosen to do that, like John Lennon. I think Queen recorded in 432 hertz on a couple of songs as well. But this song in particular, out of all of the album, is very 70s sounding. I do love Fleetwood Mac, and it wasn't a conscious decision to create a song that sounds very Fleetwood Mac, but it does. It absolutely sounds like a missing track off Rumours, and that's what one of the radio DJs has said. Actually, it's kind of quite empowering. It's a bit sort of enigmatic. It's folky, but it's also got a bit of a rocky element. And we absolutely love playing this one live.
So, can you tell me more about your latest album called Spirits Alive?
So Spirits Alive has just come out. It's brand new. It's there's I think the album before, back in 2017, which is called I Know the Devil, that was great. We did a tour, and then I kind of just kept putting off recording a new album. I had all these songs that I really wanted to record, but it's actually 7 years has elapsed between I Know the Devil and Spirits Alive. So I bit the bullet. I thought, right, I'm definitely going to record. So I booked studio time in January this year. I looked ahead and got it booked in for April. That was all great, all planning, and booked accommodation in Chester. And then out of the blue, I got sacked from my normal day job, which was going to be paying for the album. And I thought, oh God, how am I going to afford the album? And I've just gone for it anyway. So yeah, it's been a bit of a scary time, but it means that I'm fully committed to doing just music now. So as opposed to doing, a couple of gigs a month, I'm doing maybe 4 gigs a week, and I've got the opportunity now. I don't need to book time off. I've been touring all over the UK, playing music everywhere I can. So I've been taking this new album. I think this weekend we've done 4 gigs in 3 days, playing up and down the country, and lots of people are buying the album and saying that the songs really resonate with them. The title track is called Spirits Alive, and that one is about a sort of vision that I had about there were kind of dresses on a washing line moving gently in the breeze under the moonlight, and there was kind of a sort of ethereal quality to them. And I kind of made the story up in my head that maybe, a lady had passed away, and the daughter was lovingly washing these clothes. The way that they were moving in the breeze kind of looked like their last dance, like, so kind of reinvigorating that person. So that's why the song is called Spirits Alive. And I played that song a couple of days ago, and someone came up to me in tears, and she said she hadn't been able to mourn her a relative who just recently died, and that really brought it out of her. So yeah, this album's full of emotion, and it's really about trying to connect people again. It was a journey for me to reconnect with music after the pandemic and not being allowed to gig. This is my first album. I'm really pouring all my love and all my energy into this, and then taking it around the country and beyond, hopefully.
So, can you tell me what gigs you got coming up? So I know you got some in June.
Right, okay. I'm gonna have to look on this. So I'm quite an analog girl. I've got a calendar here. So I'll tell you what I've got coming up. On the 1st of June, I'm at the Bush in Brown Edge. On the 4th of June, I've got a gig in Liverpool, and that's going to be a really special one. So if you're anywhere near Liverpool, I'm playing at Prohibition Studios, and it's a 3-act lineup with 2 other singer-songwriters. And it's a beautiful venue, seated venue. I think tickets are about £10 for that, and you can look up online if you put Heidi Browne Prohibition Studios, the gig will come up. Then on the Thursday the 6th, we've got a gig in Stone in Staffordshire at the Wren, and the Wren is a lovely little jazz venue. Beautiful decor in there. It feels like going back in time in Belgium or Paris. That one's nearly sold out. Tickets are £5 for that. So that's the Wren in Stone. On the 7th, I'm playing in Welshpool for a songwriter circle at the Monkey Puzzle Cafe. On Saturday the 8th, I'm playing at Aqualate in Newport. I think there's 2 tickets left for that one. And then after that, I have Milton Keynes on the 13th, which is called Eats and Beats. And that's basically you can go and grab some food, street food, and then there's originals music. And then finally, coming up is on the 14th of June in Nantwich, which is Cheshire. There's a ticketed gig with a support act called Morning's Thief. And that's at the Granary in Nantwich. Again, tickets are around £10. There's plenty of tickets for that one. So I'm encouraging people to go along. If you like sort of sit down gigs with folk music, when I say folk in its loosest term, just lovely guitar, acoustic guitar. And in between each song, I'll be talking about the process or the story behind it. So it'll be a lovely sort of intimate setting, that one. And then beyond that, I'll be up to the Lake District and then to Scotland. So I've got 2 gigs in Scotland. I've got one on the 27th in Edinburgh, and on the, let me see, I think it's the 7th. On the 5th of July, I'm up in Inverness for Under Canvas, which is a culture festival. I've got 2 gigs on that day, a matinee and an afternoon, and an evening one.
So finally, can you tell my listeners where can they find you on your social media?
So the easiest thing to Google is Heidi Browne. It's really important to put an E at the end of Brown though, because the other Heidi Browne, I think, is a psychologist. So Heidi Browne with an E, and it's all of the handles are at Heidi Browne Music. So that's for Instagram, YouTube, PayPal if you want to buy a CD and have that posted. So it's Heidi Browne Music for all of those, Instagram and Facebook. And then on for website, it's heidibrown.co.uk. So nice and normal, nice and easy. As long as you remember the E, as I say. And I'm putting all my gigs onto Heidi Browne Music, and you can join the mailing list there as well, where I'll just send out a gig list every month. So
thank you for letting me chat to you today.
thanks for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.